Hey YouTube, Kayak Chris here. Today I thought I'd take some time and discuss with you the subject of sponsorships. So I have a lot of inside information I would like to share with you about sponsorships, but I know that there are many people who are going to watch this video who just want to know where to go to get sponsored or where to go to find out to get sponsored. So I'm just going to tell you right off the bat, right now in the beginning, I went to a website called nationalprostaff.com. Nationalprostaff.com specializes in connecting fishermen with companies who are looking for field members and pro staff members and field staff and pro staff. And on this website, you pay a small fee. You create an online profile. You pay a small fee. When I mean small, I mean it's free to set everything up. There's only a fee when you apply for a sponsorship. Well, the first thing I'd like to share with you would be my own personal experience as to how and why I got involved with being sponsored. When I went on this journey of kayak fishing, which evolved into documenting my adventures and taking trips and meeting people, all I wanted out of this whole experience was to have a good time, to have a hobby, to experience the outdoors like I used to when I was younger. And it was a really good avenue to get those things that I desired as far as fishing and being outdoors. And when I decided to start documenting my trips and making videos, I started getting subscribers. And I did it at first not to get subscribers and not to have a popular YouTube channel. But the reason I started doing it was to just document a beginner's journey. This is what the description originally said. To document a beginner's journey in kayak fishing. And I just wanted to share with people that had the same problem I had, that were stuck on shore, what they could do to get out there, to go get out there and get to where the fish are. So here I am this past summer, and ICAST is coming up, and now I've been kayak fishing for a while. I've upgraded to a more serious fishing kayak. I have rods and reels I like to use. I have spots I like to go to. I have areas that I know well. So I've got my groove going with the whole kayak fishing thing, and I'm having a good time. And here comes that show again, and I really wanted to get into that show. But I was just an average Joe with a YouTube channel with a few hundred subscribers. I wasn't anybody that the industry would take seriously. Then a friend of mine posted on Facebook that he was going to ICAST, and when I asked him how he did it and how he's going, he said he was going for $30. I said, "How are you going to ICAST for $30?" He said, "Well, my sponsor's taking me." "You have a sponsor? Who's your sponsor?" So he tells me who his sponsor is, and to be honest with you, it was a company I wasn't familiar with at the time. I said, "Well, that's great. How did you get the sponsor?" Yeah, but he didn't really give me a straight answer. And if you're watching, you know who you are. He didn't give me a straight answer, but what he did do was he sparked an interest in me to go find the answer. And what I did was I went online and started looking around, and that's where I found nationalprostaff.com. And it does so happen that that's what he used to get sponsored. So nationalprostaff.com is definitely a good kickoff point if you are trying to get sponsored. Okay? Now, there are pros and cons to being sponsored. The first thing people asked me, or the first comment people made to me on my Facebook when I did land my first sponsor was, "Oh, you're a sellout," or "chasing the money," and all this, which is completely untrue. You know, I'm a happy career professional. I'm not leaving my job. I'm at my job right now. Does this look like a place you would leave if you got paid to stay here? No. So, at least not me. So this was just something I wanted to do. And I'm going to be honest with you. The main reason I went after my first sponsor was because I wanted to go to ICAST. That was my main reason. And I thought it would be cool to experience something new and to experience that next level of involvement in the kayak fishing industry. So I went ahead and I made the plunge, and I made a resume and included pictures, and even threw in everything I could come up with to make myself look like I was somebody they would want to talk to. So put my channel on there and pictures on there and my Facebook page on there. And I sent it in, and I got sponsored. Once I realized that I wanted to have a sponsorship, I went and I took all the necessary steps on National Pro Staff to get recognized, to start an online presence with them, to get in touch with these companies. You know, some of these companies, they aren't looking for professional tournament anglers. They aren't looking for people who make their living fishing per se as guides or competitors. Sometimes these companies are just looking for people to use their products and talk to their friends about it. So some of these companies are new. Some of them aren't big brand names that you see every day. Some of them are upstarts and fresh companies with a new lure idea and things like that, or especially apparel companies. There's some people that just want to put their clothes on you so you can go out and people can say, hey, I like that shirt. Where did you get it? So there are different levels of opportunities when you get on National Pro Staff as to how far you want to take it. Well, like I said earlier, I was just interested in getting into ICAST. I wanted to go see all that there was to see and experience it. For those of you who don't know where I'm located, I'm only located about an hour and a half from the Orlando Convention Center, maybe an hour and 20 minutes. And so it's just down the road for me. It's not a big deal to get there. And I did get a sponsorship through Ardent. Ardent was my first true sponsor that took me on, listed me as pro staff, and gave me an in to get into ICAST. Okay, so what have I learned through this experience? I've learned that nothing is free, for one thing. When you have 250,000 subscribers or you have 100,000 subscribers, there are companies that definitely want you to be the face of their company, that want to hook you up with their products so everybody can see you using them while you catch fish or do your thing. But if you're just an average guy like me and you're interested in being sponsored, it comes a little differently. And you are basically, from what I've seen so far, when you get a sponsor through National Pro Staff, in most cases, you are basically agreeing to use their product in your show, if you have a YouTube show, because that's my only experience, or while you're out competing in a tournament. You usually are told that they want you to exclusively use their product, and there's some kind of rewards that go with it. So whenever you win a tournament, or whenever you have a video, or whenever you're featured in an article, then there may be points attached to it or things like that. But to get started, you see these guys, and there's a lot of people out there that'll tell you, oh, I just got sponsored by so-and-so, and they have all this equipment. Well, my experience has been that, all those new rods and stuff that they're showing you, they had to buy. Those were not handed to them. So I don't want you going there thinking that this is a great way to get involved and be rewarded with all this quality fishing equipment just because they want you to use it. It doesn't work that way. At least that's been my experience, that it doesn't work that way. There's usually some sort of agreement between you and the company that they'll send you something for a certain price, and you agree to use it and talk about it and try to promote it in any way you can. And in the case of some companies, there's a tiered reward system that the more you get the name out there, if you use a certain code on your video channel and people buy from that code and they see that you're reaching people, then they tend to send you more things that you might not have to buy. So the biggest learning curve for me was that I was really excited to get on with Ardent. Ardent was my first sponsor, and they were very structured. They are very structured. I'm still with them. Very structured. They had a nice array of different products. They had rods, they had reels, they had apparel, they had stickers, they had hats, they had rags, they have all kinds of cool stuff. And the best thing was they liked the color blue, and blue is my color. That's the color I really like to buy stuff in, is blue. So I was like, right on, this is going to work for me. And so far it has been a very positive, pleasant experience with Ardent. And they've treated me really well. I feel like when I wear their shirt, it gives me a sense of belonging with other people. I know several people that are also sponsored by Ardent, and so we talk online, and we have like a place where we can discuss issues and things, and it's just being a part of a certain community. The next company that I'd like to mention, because after Ardent, I was really happy that I got with Ardent. But the next company was Line Cutters. And tonight, Line Cutters is going to be on Shark Tank. And so I'm really stoked about that, because everybody who's on the Line Cutters team with me, they're all talking about it, and we're all sharing, little clips and pictures, and nobody knows what the result is going to be. But it's really exciting because we're all part of this team. And that's, I think, what I would really want to stress to you, is that being involved in a sponsorship is not about money, and it's not about things. I'm not chasing after free stuff or selling out to companies. What I'm doing is I'm enjoying being part of this community and experiencing the success of these people that have taken this company and made it something bigger, like Vance at Line Cutters. And it's just an amazing time to especially be on board with a company like them, who they started off with a Kickstarter program and then got this big shot with a TV show that everybody watches. And what really drew me to Line Cutters wasn't, I was never under the impression that they were a huge company. I was never under the impression that it was going to make me money or travel or anything. The reason I went with Line Cutters when I saw they were looking for people was because I used the product. And I was really excited about the product. About a year ago, I saw Ty Sutherland from 30 Miles Out. He would talk to Vance. Now I know who Vance is. I don't know if he knows who I am, but I know who he is. Talked to Vance and on the phone, and he did an interview with him, and they talked about his ring, his Line Cutters ring. I thought, that's, as I said, I'm a gadget guy. It's like, that's really neat. I'd like to try that. It's only $12.95. So, you have this one product that's under $15. You're not expecting, when you get onto a sponsorship with that company, you're not expecting to have monetary benefits from being involved with this company. The whole reason to be involved with this company is that the culture of the company is like a bunch of really cool guys who like to fish, guys and girls who like to fish, and it's just awesome to be able to meet up with them and talk to them, and I'm really looking forward to that. So that's my little section on line cutters, about me and line cutters. All right, the last one I just want to talk to you about is Eddy Gear. Eddy Gear is not through National Pro Staff. This is where things have changed for me just a little bit. Okay, not too long ago, just about 6 weeks ago, my buddy Don, who's in a lot of videos I do, childhood friend, he got a hold of a Vibe Sea Ghost kayak. He wanted one of these Vibe Sea Ghosts. He has one. He wanted the new one with the new seat and all the upgrades. So if you are a fan of Vibe, you know that they had oversold basically their stock in their kayaks this past summer. They could not keep up with the demand because it was such a popular kayak. So Don looked everywhere. He found a shop in Tallahassee, and there's a video. It's like my first vlog, I think, is me going to Tallyakers with Don to get his kayak. So I ended up at Tallyakers, and in that video you'll see Lee. Lee Norris is the owner, and he runs the shop out there. And since then, and this is where the whole networking thing comes into play, and this is where the experience is rewarding. Since then, I've been talking to Lee. He's been talking to me. He's been introducing me to people, and those people have been introducing me to people. And what eventually happened was that there's a new kayak company that's coming on board and that are taking things slow and trying to do things right and meet the customer's needs and trying to make as few mistakes as possible. And they're doing a really good job. And Lee put me in touch with Eric. And Eric, he's the main person in charge of marketing and sales and everything like that with Eddy Gear. So Lee put me in touch with Eric, and Eric looked at some of my videos, and somewhere along the line, they felt that I was valuable as a social media internet presence, and that I could help them get their name out there. So I really, really do appreciate the faith that they've put in me, and that Lee has put in me in that aspect. So he put me in contact with them. They got back in contact with me. We went back and forth, and they were looking for people to represent their company. I applied. This is not through National Pro Staff. This was directly through their website and through emails to Eric himself. And in the end, as you know, because you've seen my last couple videos probably, that I now have an Eddy Gear Stingray XL kayak, which again did not come for free. So I just want to make sure you don't think that you don't think no matter how sweet the deal is that they're just going to be throwing stuff at you, because they're not. So not usually. Not at this level. That's what I should say. Not at this level. Not at my level. Not at your level. If you're an everyday guy that's just interested in watching this video, just don't expect it to be that way. Expect to spend a little bit of money to have the opportunity to get in with the company. Okay, let me tell you a little bit more about Eddy Gear. And this is something, I went back and I watched a little bit of the video I shot where I talked about the company already. But here's the part I didn't tell you. And I want to make sure before I end this that I get this across to you, that it is extremely exciting for a company, when you're into kayak fishing, for a kayak company to approach you and make you and give you an opportunity to use their boats, and not just the ones they have now, but their future boats that they're going to produce, and getting in on the ground floor of a company that could just blow up and be this amazing company, and you'll get to take the ride with them, and go along with them and experience everything that comes with growing this company and watching it go from barely known to huge. So I'm just very excited about working with Eddie Gear, and I've been in close contact with a lot of people involved, and everybody's so nice, and it's obvious we're all going to be fishing buddies and on social media together. It just is going to be this great community and great experience. And I just wanted to say that especially if you guys from Eddie Gear are watching, that thank you so much. Thank you so much for taking me in and putting your trust in me to help be a part of this family, because I'm very excited about it. And that's why I like sponsorships, is because the experience has been fun. The day it stops being fun is the day I walk away. You know, it's not, I do this for one reason only, and it's not for a job. I do this because I enjoy fishing, and I love making videos and showing you what I'm experiencing. I'm a teacher by trade. If you don't know my career, that's what I do. And sharing information with people is my life. It's what I do. So I just really wanted to bring this to you. And if you have any questions about sponsorships or being sponsored, if I can answer them, I will answer them. And if I can't answer them, I will help you find answers. So don't be afraid to ask me in the comments below anything you want to about this topic. I think I've rambled on a little too long, but thank you so much for being here and for staying with me and for watching my videos. It just keeps getting better and better. And this weekend, Don and I are heading out again. We're going to Steenhatchee. The bite has been on up there in Steenhatchee in Big Bend area. So Don and I are going to take the Stingray out. He's going to ride the Stingray instead of the Sea Ghost this weekend. And he's going to let me video him, and hopefully we'll be sharing a lot of fish pics this weekend. So that's fish pics this weekend. So hope to see you around. And as always, you got to remember,